Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Young Sheldon. This is their second episode of the fourth season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it's available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode, we had Sheldon graduating from high school, as a valedictorian. He was doing a speech, he got on the news, everybody was celebrating. He realised that it's a bit overwhelming, it's a bit scary going into the next step of your life in the chapter, and he was saying to his parents that he might not actually go to college. Now, interestingly as well, Missy's going through a similar situation to him. She's graduating and going to a new school, and she had a discussion with him and saying, I understand how you feel as well. Yeah, okay, we're not going to the same kind of college, so to speak, but we're both experiencing the same type of feelings, and I get it. It's okay to be scared. And he done his valedictorian speech. He directed it towards Missy. It was nice, and he's ready to embrace change and go to college. Now, interestingly as well, Dale, after being an ass in the end of season 3, he come and he apologised to Connie, apologised to Georgie, he's got his job back, and she's giving him a second chance. But it looks like he's, maybe going through some life changes. It looks like he's trying to embrace God, he's cut alcohol out, he's trying to be a little bit more, instead of grumpy, he's trying to be a bit more upbeat and happy. Although, the changes might not be beneficial massively to his relationship with Connie, but it'd be interesting to obviously see how he changes as a person if he's trying to embrace God and move forward in life. So, I'm excited to see, if he stays in the show anyway, how different it'll be this season towards the last. Thanks for checking out today's episode, though. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you do. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Sheldon Cooper's top 5 sources of news from my childhood. Star Trek Fan Club magazine. Weather Cube from Radio Shack.
The humidity is 90%.
Neil Lair News Hour. Meemaw after a few beers.
It took a while, but we finally picked a new name for my bowling team. The Ballbusters.
The bulletin board at the train store. News about trains in a store full of trains.
The train museum's looking for a docent.
What, do you think they'd let someone your age do that?
Why not? And I have the unique ability to wear people down until I get my way. I'm 11 years old, but you should know I have a high school diploma and I know more about trains than anybody.
Wouldn't you know it, 47 short minutes later, I got the job.
We should hit the road soon. It's a long drive.
Okay.
I got your lunches here.
Extra fruit roll-ups?
You each got 2.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Laundry, grocery shopping, vacuuming. I might go nuts and dust the picture frames.
Oh, nice. Everybody doing something they love.
How's that?
4 knocks. Bold.
Your conductor's uniform.
You know what they say. Dress for the job you want. Haven't contributed the suggested donation. Number 701 was built in 1930 by the Baldwin Locomotive Works. It was a superheated 484 class GS1 with 7...
I want my money back.
I'm glad Mom didn't come. I can spit when I'm on the mound.
You can hock up anything you want today. Not here.
What time do you think you'll be back?
Before dinner.
See you then. And my day off begins.
Ah, the 1937 Santa Fe diesel. I've always loved that paint scheme. I wonder if they had a name for it.
Cat's whiskers.
Correct. The Japanese bullet trainer. Shinkansen.
I mean, you couldn't get a better employee, could you, doing the job that was desired for them?
It happened.
She needs mum.
What happened?
Period happened.
That thing that happens to girls when they're becoming young ladies. No, I'm not happy about it either.
I don't know what to do.
We're gonna go to a drugstore and get what I need.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're officially open for business.
Barry Cooper, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Why are you watching Roadhouse?
I don't have to explain myself to you.
This is a pretty dirty movie.
How do you know it is rated R?
For violence, language, and sexual content.
How much money you need?
I'm not going in there, you are.
Why can't you go? It's embarrassing.
You just said it wasn't embarrassing.
You know where the bathroom is?
Indeed, I do. You'll want to chug along past our authentic 1928 Southern Pacific Sunset Limited whistle. Then you'll come upon our...
Son, I have to take a leak.
It's in the back.
Thank you. I know more about the cotton belt. There's plenty in here.
Although the facts in that brochure are suspect.
You just listen to this all day?
Sorry, can't hear you.
More or less than 5. That's how many times I've seen it.
It is not something I should be watching.
Then why are you watching it?
It is a guilty pleasure, so will you drop it now?
I think it's awesome you like it.
How Dalton doesn't drive his Mercedes to the bar because he knows they're going to trash it.
Dalton's no dummy.
No, sir. Find everything you need today?
Yep, think so.
Would you like some help?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
I don't think this is working out.
What? Why? I know everything there is to know about trains.
Well, you see now, there's the problem. And you have been correcting me in front of the visitors all morning long.
Would you prefer I send you a memo of your mistakes at the end of the day?
Trains are all about balance, right? Now, you put too much water into a steam engine, it can't do its job. Engineer, make sure he uses just the right amount of water. Not too little, not too much.
The fireman adjusts the water, not the engineer.
And then he took my Ask Me button. He didn't even ask me, he just took it.
He actually explained that in a way, not like that Sheldon could understand because he's really clever, but sometimes you need to use an analogy to put things into context of how simplistic it needs to be. And basically what he's saying is, mate, just because you know everything about trains, people don't want to know everything about trains. Do you know what I mean? Some people might want to just come in and want to know a little bit. You know, you don't need to bombard everybody with the absolute 100% knowledge of every bit of history of the train. He's basically saying you've got to find that sweet spot. You know, just because you've got the knowledge doesn't mean you have to flaunt it and you know, overwhelm people and show that you're superior. That's the thing with Sheldon. That's his downfall, and he never gains that knowledge. He still does that as Sheldon in the older. He flaunts his knowledge that he's better than everybody else, when in reality all he needs to do is educate people on a simplistic level, where like somebody could come in and know that they've learned one thing. They don't need to come in and learn a complete history of train building and how they progressed to where they are today. They just need to, somebody like to go in, have a bit of fun, and leave knowing 1 or 2 facts that they've learned about a train. Do you know what I mean? And he doesn't need to correct everybody and show that he's superior. That's not what people like. Nobody cares. Like, I know in life, I don't care if somebody's smart. I don't care if somebody's dumb, to be honest. I said that I would rather my kid be like Billy. Like, he's literally the most simple kid on the show. Do you know why? Because he looks like he's having fun. He looks like he's a nice guy. And he's just chilling and being a kid. And that's what I would want my kid to do. Yeah, okay, it's great having a kid like Sheldon, who's like amazing at knowledge and going to college. But, mate, then again, I don't care. Like, the whole point about living is to enjoy life, and I think Billy does that every single day. You don't need to gloat and show that you're superior to everybody. Just need to enjoy it and experience it and have fun with everyone. And it doesn't work like that way when you're trying to show that you're better than everyone.
Everybody gets fired for something eventually. All I'm saying is people aren't always in the mood.
Well, they should be. I'm happy to learn any fact at any time.
Did you know that there are 3 different kinds of yarn?
I didn't.
Each one of them has pluses and minuses, and you're about to hear them all in mind-numbing detail.
They were asking for it. Dalton doesn't fight unless he has to.
True, because when the doctor says, how many of these fights you win? He says, nobody ever wins in a fight. I think Dad will love that you're into stuff like this.
I'm sure he would. He took me to see Mad Max twice.
So, why are you hiding it?
Well, 'cause I'm supposed to be a good Christian.
Well, before you fix it, you've got to watch Die Hard 2. Bruce Willis stabs a guy in the head with an icicle.
Yeah, 2. One more, just like that. 3, girl. There you go. That's my little lady. Well, sometimes. Where's MacGyver? He makes stuff out of other stuff. Why, do you want to watch something else?
I heard that movie Roadhouse is supposed to be good. The bouncer who has to clean up a bar that's been overrun by a bunch of bad guys.
Oh, yeah, it's got that guy looks like Georgie in it. He looks exactly like him.
She hates it now. Don't want to watch it.
MacGyver.
You know, sometimes like stuff can get ruined, can't it? It does look a little bit like Georgie, but it's only because he's got the hair. His face don't resemble it, but he's probably ruined the film for an hour because she probably fancied him. She's like, oh, look at this hunky guy, do you know what I mean? And now it's like all she could picture is just her son knocking around everywhere. She's like, mate, I don't like this film anymore. However, move on to Die Hard 2 is great. All of Die Hards are pretty sick, to be honest. So, I mean, at least he's got other movies to explore now. Interestingly, you know, I wonder if George ever told Mary that she actually started a period. Like, obviously, she would know that. Like, it's never going to stop now, is it? Until you get to, obviously, an older age. But it was an interesting that it happened on kind of like his watch, and he was the one that had to, you know, embrace it and go in and deal with it. And, you know, it's always a stressful moment for a dad anyway, because, like, it's something that they've never experienced. They don't really know what they're doing, and every time you see it, especially on TV or you know, like a movie, like, they always panic and don't know what they're buying and don't know what the best products are to get it. And it's always kind of awkward for them to go in as well, because it's like an uncomfortable situation, even though, you know, it's just natural. Like, it's something that pretty much you can't have control over. It just happens, doesn't it? So it literally is nothing to be embarrassed about. It's just life, you know. You get to a certain age, you start stuff, you know what I mean? And it's good that you managed to get it and help her, and she's gone and obviously dominated in the game again. She looks like she's actually a really good pitcher. So I like that they bonded the way Mary and I mean, unexpectedly over a subject that was unexpected as well, but like the way Georgie and his mum did. Who would have thought that she would have been loving movies like that? You know, I knew that she was waiting for everybody to leave before she done something. I just thought she's going to kick back with her feet up and have a sleep or something, but I didn't expect it to be like that. But it was good today, you know, seeing the parents, like, have some sort of connection and bonding time with the kids. I really do like it when we do that type of thing. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So, we've seen there that Sheldon got a job at a train store, and to be honest, you probably couldn't get any better person to be in you know, in that position than him. Pretty much knows everything about everything, and like, you know, when people are coming in, he's educating them, he's telling them every single little detail that they need to know. However, you know, the guy who actually works there was actually speaking a bit of facts. He's basically saying that some people just come here to, you know, have a bit of fun and learn a little bit about trains. You know, you don't need everything and all the history being told to them. It can be overwhelming for them, and sometimes it can ruin the enjoyment. Do you know what I mean? If somebody's talking consistently, sometimes you want to look around and just spend a bit of time to yourself and experience it, and like, you don't need to be followed into the toilet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand where Sheldon's coming from, saying like, look, I'm doing a great job, but like, how am I getting fired basically for being too good at the position? And you know, sometimes that is confusing and hard to understand. However, like, it also does make a lot of sense as well. Like, sometimes you don't need that in a position. You just need somebody there who can answer general questions when people come and don't need to be followed, and kind of, you know, like he was saying, it's like a train, you fill it with water, steam train or whatever. He's trying to say the analogy, you fill it up, you don't want to fill it up too much, you want just the right amount so that it can be at that sweet spot. You know, you don't want to overdo it, you don't want to underdo it. And he's trying to say that with Sheldon. You don't want to be in the face too much, and you don't want to leave them on their own. You just want to be in and out and just help them whenever it's needed. And you're a bit too much, you know what I mean? You're very smart and you'd be perfect for a different position somewhere else, but here it's not the right fit. Do you know what I mean? And you know, Mima tried to teach him a lesson about basically talking and educating people, and how, you know, it could be too much, and basically she tried it, and Sheldon's just loving it. Tell me more. I've got questions. She's like, mate, I'm done with this. Slam the door in his face, you know what I mean? It is interesting, but yeah, another good episode. I'm actually enjoying it so far. Thanks for checking it out. If you did enjoy it too, please smash like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.